Tell us about kind of the early years playing basketball.
Played for my school's team, varsity all 4 years. Freshman year, that's when I received my first offer.
Holy.
Yeah.
That's early.
14, you received my first offer, and I dunked for the first time in a game. Had a great workout with the team. GM pulled me to the side. Hey, we're going to draft you second round. And then draft night comes, and they go do the total opposite. Obviously went undrafted, signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, the summer league with Exhibit 10, and ended up signing like a two-way contract. It was an amazing experience going undrafted and being around people like LeBron James, Rajon Rondo. I'll be at practice like, am I really here?
Welcome to Home Court. Today we're interviewing Chaundee Brown Jr. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you. Excited to chat. Excited to ask you some questions about the early years, right now, your past playing experiences. But let's start with the beginning. You're from Florida, Orlando.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Tell us about kind of the early years playing basketball. When did you start? What was your process like in terms of high school and then recruiting process?
Well, just basketball, or just like all sports in general, just
all sports, everything.
Yeah. Well, growing up, started playing football, basketball, and baseball. Parents kept me really busy at a young age.
American football.
Yes, American football.
And do you have any siblings? Sorry.
One little brother. Yeah.
Okay.
24?
Okay.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Growing up, football, basketball, and baseball, parents kept us really busy. And then starting like in middle school, high school-ish, my dad was telling me like, he wants me to drop one just because he didn't want me to get burnt out before high school. So baseball, I dropped baseball, and then football. I always liked football, but football I just played just to keep me tough. Basketball was always the main one I felt like I had more fun with, I was more passionate about, I worked harder and started taking it serious around age like 11 or 12. That's when I knew I had a chance, 11, 12. And growing up, just, played for my school's team, varsity all 4 years.
Nice.
Started as a freshman, played really good. And yeah, freshman year, that's when I received my first offer from UCF Central Florida.
Holy.
Yeah.
That's early.
14, you received my first offer, and I dunked for the first time in a game. So yeah, I had 14 years of age. And after that, it just started coming in, getting offers from everywhere. So
But you were Florida's Gatorade Player of the Year.
I was.
That
yes,
is incredible.
About that.
Yeah,
So impressive.
we're going way back.
Yeah.
You're saying you forgot about it, but just
Yes.
talk about those feelings. Did you know from then? Obviously, you were playing those other sports. Then you've won this big prestigious award. Was that like, okay, I'm ready? Like, or
No,
what
I
was the
feel like it
feeling?
was before that. I won that award maybe like my junior or senior year. So I was probably like 16 or 17 years old. But like
okay.
even before that, like I just had I don't know, like around like 11, 12 years old, my dad would drop me off at the gym and I would be there from like 9 to like 3 or 9 or 4. I'd be there all
All
day,
day.
just practicing, playing against 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, shooting by myself, working on different type of moves, 1-on-1 moves and things like that. And that's when I knew I had a chance. I was just really wanted to stay in the gym at all times. Like I said before, I'm like really like hard on myself. I kind of I push myself. I want to succeed. I work hard in the summer, so I always had that mentality. The work ethic wasn't really an issue for me, so it was just just finding the right
really
system.
loved it.
Yeah, I really loved it. So and football and baseball, I liked it, but I didn't really love it how I did with basketball. And like I said, made my middle school team, but I feel like my freshman year of varsity, and like when I made varsity and I started as well too, that's
As a
what
freshman.
it was like. Okay, I maybe because I knew coming in as 14-year-old, I knew I had a chance of making varsity. When I made it, I was happy, but actually starting and playing really well, I was like, okay, if I can do this and I'm a freshman, I wonder how it's gonna look
Sky's
when
the
I'm a
limit.
senior. So the sky's the limit. So like I said, I was blessed enough to receive a lot of offers, 17 Division I offers, and it was between University of Wake Forest University and University of Kansas, and I chose Wake Forest. And
Tell us about that decision. Why Wake Forest? What was it?
To be honest, first of all, Wake Forest is a great academic school. I was built up, grades first, before you can play. So I always had good grades. And then on the court wise, I wanted to go somewhere where I was going to play right away. I felt like at the time, Kansas, I wasn't really going to play probably my first 2 years, maybe for like first 2 years, maybe first year. And I wanted to come in and and play right away. And I feel like that was the great that was the best decision for me. ACC, so you're playing the Dukes, the Carolinas, the Syracuse, the Notre Dames, the
Every
Florida
night is
States,
a hard
the
game.
Pittsburghs. Every night is you're gonna get a great team, a ranked team, or a top 10 pick the next year, things like that. So I feel like I couldn't go wrong in either decision I made.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What did you learn in the recruiting process, especially getting offers from all these, incredible top tier schools? What was that like for you? Did your mindset change? What was the kind of like mental process of that?
It was draining. It was draining. I would get a call from a different team, a different program each and every day, and it's like Indiana will call me or Florida will call me, and then the next day, I don't know, Texas will call me. So it's just like it was draining, but I was just trying to find a system that I feel like I could see myself in. Also, I wanted to go to a program where they were family oriented as well. It was first time really away from home, so I basically wanted to go somewhere where I felt comfortable, I felt safe. That when I'm going through my my downs time, because you're gonna have ups and downs. Even in life, you're gonna have ups and downs. But when I'm going through my downs time, I have people that I can come to, I can talk to about anything. So basically, family oriented first. One I connected, one that I could see myself like connecting with the most. Obviously, I was talking to them throughout, every day or weeklies, finding what system.
Did you sign with them early or no?
I signed with Wake Forest on my visit, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went to Kansas first. Great, amazing visit. But something was just telling me, just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Let's take this Wake Forest visit, see how it is. And I'm glad I did that.
And you felt good, right?
I felt good. Yeah, I felt good. So it was just like, why wait? I just went on and committed.
Yeah. You were the highest ranked commit to Wake Forest in a really long time. Did that when you stepped, into the program and you started from day one in the summer? What was the pressure like for you? Did you put a lot of pressure on yourself?
I didn't really put a lot of pressure. It was a struggle at first. Think about it. Obviously, like, what you just said was true, but when I first got there, that was probably my welcome to college moment, where I just came, and the first day of pickup, it was just like I couldn't get by no one. I couldn't score no one. Like I was getting blown by on defense, and I'm like, I went back to my dorm. It's like, is this for me? Like, it's like for me. So obviously, like, getting with the strength and conditioning coach, getting more comfortable, getting more acclimated with the system and things like that. That made me, feel like my more myself and get adapted and be able to make an impact quicker. But at first, it was definitely, definitely a struggle. And that's like I said, first time away from home. And basically, just living on your own is a whole different. At 18, 19-year-olds, it's different. So, just time management. I learned that. Obviously, going to school all day, practice, putting the most important things first, and then having your fun later.
And every season your stats for Wake Forest were improving, you were getting better. So what was the biggest decision? Because then you did transfer over to Michigan. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So what was that? What was the decision of, okay, this isn't working for me anymore?
Yeah.
Take my talents and changing your surroundings and environment.
Yeah, like you just said, I wasn't individually, I was improving every year. I just wanted to show scouts, NBA scouts, overseas scouts, that I can win as well too. Like at the time, Wake Forest, we weren't really winning like that. All 3 years, we weren't really winning. So I just want to show scouts and other people that I can,
So your mindset was already there of like showing your talents and to scouts. Like
it was always there, because I know, like, in college, you always have NBA overseas scouts coming to your practices every month or so. So it's like, obviously I wanted to be a professional no matter where it was at, NBA, overseas. So I just always, had to show my best at all times. So, but to answer your question, I basically wanted to go to like a winning program and show people I can win and play around other great players as well, which I did. And we at Michigan, we ended up going to the Elite Eight and losing the Elite Eight. So, but it was a great run. So,
yeah. What was the culture like at Michigan? What was the fit like? Did it suit you well? What did you learn?
So I didn't really get the full experience at Michigan because I went during COVID. So like everything, that's when COVID was 2020. So that was when
Yeah.
COVID was like strong. Everything was closing
Lockdown,
early.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get the full experience. But obviously, like everything, like we had all online classes, COVID tests 3 times a day. So it was like, you feel me? Like at the time, we thought we were going to cancel the season because no one couldn't come to the games, and the middle of the season to the end of the season, families could start coming. That's only, but they had the COVID test. It was a lot going on, but it was a great experience. I played under Juwan Howard, obviously, NBA legend, part of the Fab Five at Michigan
Yeah.
as well too. But I say all the time, like if I had him for 4 years, like
You would have been.
I would like just like physically and as a player I'll be good, but like mentally I feel like I would just think
Yeah, IQ
over the board. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I think positively now, and I have a good good mindset. But like if I had him for 4 years, I would. Oh my gosh, it was just the way I think would just been more sharper and things like
Do
that.
you still have him in your contacts?
Oh, definitely. We talk. Not all the time, but every now and then when I
still tap
can.
in.
So yeah, like I said, those 7, 8 months with him and just with the program was a great experience. Even though it was cut short, and it wasn't really. Didn't get the full experience because of COVID, but it was definitely a nice experience.
What would you say was the toughest battle that you faced in college at either place, Wake Forest or Michigan? What was the challenge that you learned from and kind of keep with you as you move forward into everything else in your basketball career now?
The toughest challenge. I will probably say the toughest challenge. Probably trust your gut. It's a saying that it comes back to me all the time. One of my friends told me when we were in college is just trust your gut. Go with what you want to do or what you think. You feel me? Because your life is it's your career, is your decision. Trust your gut and also control what you control. It's gonna be things out of your ordinary, and I keep that saying with me now. Like control what you control. It's gonna be things out of your ordinary that you can't control or you can't. It doesn't make sense, but you go out there and do what you have to do, and everything will be good.
I feel like that the controllables it's such an amazing lesson to learn through basketball and carry into life with you because basketball you can actually like tangibly do it. These are things that you can actively control. Yeah, and life is, things will come at you and you've learned those lessons through basketball, and it's just such a powerful, like cool lesson to be learned where if you're not hitting shots, fine, I'll get the next O board or whatever it is, and then you kind of can like move into as you move out of your basketball career. You can kind of like apply that to your life, which is it's just basketball has so many lessons. It's fun, but I like that saying. It's a lot harder to do than
What intrigues me is that you said that your mindset already was like scouts, like you instantly. So obviously you kind of then setting yourself up. You want to play NBA and kind of transitioning from uni, college. That's one of your British words for you. And then obviously you're undrafted, sorry, but that you go through G League, Summer League, and trying to find your way and niche, but where do you fit? And just talk about that journey and what you experienced in those moments.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough experience going because if I had. And I can't say the team name, but I had like a team, had a great workout with the team. GM pulled me to the side. Hey, we're going to draft you second round. So just a heads up. I had an amazing workout with this organization. I killed it, 45 minutes sharp, killed it. And he pulled me to the side before I'm getting on my flight. And like, we're going to draft you. We're just going to put you on a 2-way contract. And then the draft night comes and they go do the total opposite. So I'm like, I'm telling my agent, like, after the workout, this and that I did well. They're going to draft me, they said, this and that. So that hurt me at first, for sure. And I
already taught you business. It's a business.
Yeah, it's business. It's crazy how it happened because it was a team I really, was interested in going to as well. So, but, things happen. I had an opportunity to get drafted in the second round, but they kind of had my rights. So my agent pulled me to the side and was like, do you want to hear your name called, or would you rather have options on the table where you can choose from? I said, I'd rather have options on the table where I can choose from. So if nothing will happen, I can choose a different, situation. So I chose that route. I obviously went undrafted, signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, the summer league with Exhibit 10. Worked really hard, played well in summer league, and ended up signing like a two-way contract, like November-ish. But also I spent time with the main team with preseason, so I was kind of familiar with them, and it was just like I say, it was an amazing experience. Going undrafted and being around people like LeBron James, Rajon Rondo, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza, DeAndre Jordan, and
Yeah.
being around them your first
OGs,
year, and it
yeah.
was like I'll be at practice like, am I really here? Like,
A little starstruck.
yeah. So and it's just like I say it all the time. Like, Rajon Rondo is like probably my favorite point guard ever, and when he was on the Boston Celtics, I used to be watching him when
He
I
was
was a
my
kid. So
favorite.
like now, like we're teammates and he's actually talking to me and passing me the ball. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is
Was that in going into the bubble as well?
no. This
that was
was
no.
this
This is
might have
out.
been
So,
after.
Yeah.
No, was this
yeah,
before the bubble?
bubble. You were in school and then out.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, this might have been
What year did you come out of uni?
21. No, 2021. I came out.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was still it wasn't the bubble though.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
that following year. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said with the Rajon Rondo, it was just like that was probably like the best experience I ever had, and it's just
And were you just like a sponge, just asking loads of questions, or were you just from afar,
I was like
kind of
that. I was
watching and learning?
yeah, I was young, so I was come afar, like learning from afar, just basically just trying to, soak up as much as I can, not trying to like ask and get on their nerves, you feel me? So, but just learning from afar. But I've learned a lot. Like I said, just take care of your body, watching film, just knowing strength and weaknesses of your own and your teammates, just putting them in perfect situations and things like that. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. Yeah.
What was there a moment with them? I mean, obviously you just talked about Rondo, but was there one memory that you have from that time that you like think back on and reflect on as like such an incredible moment, or maybe like
Yeah.
something that you learned from them that you never would have experienced elsewhere?
Yeah, it was a lot of them, but just being on the court with LeBron James and Rajon Rondo, it didn't feel real. Like it was like you're doing this like your first year professionally, like you feel me? And it was like I said, it was an amazing experience. I don't take it for granted or nothing, but yeah, I'll probably just say just being on the court with them. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's basketball, but and just playing an NBA game. I'm one of I don't know how many that played in an actual NBA game and and playing well. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. Was there like a killer instinct that I mean, I'm sure they're both psycho, but I mean, I think a lot of NBA players have to be, but was there something that you watched them and experienced them do that you were like, this is, this mindset is like so different?
Yeah, just LeBron went off one game. We were in Dallas, and the way he was. I was just watching it from the bench, and I'm like, yo, this is like I've seen it on TV, but like seeing it in person, it's just like,
It's real, isn't it?
yo,
Yeah.
like no one could stop him,
At all.
and just
And they say that, well, we got to play USA before the Olympic
Mhm.
Games, so we got to watch it by some of the GB guys and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
what's the hardest thing about guarding LeBron? But it is once he gets that full steam,
you can't
like
stop
that
him.
speed and
Yeah.
that strength. It's like you might as well just get out of the
You
way.
can't stop. There's
nuts.
nothing you can do.
Nothing you can
You
do
can't.
about
You
it.
set a charge, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Don't get hurt.
But seeing it,
like
right, watching it in real life, you see it on NBA, but when
Mm.
I was watching it and the step, and he's just got smarter and smarter and smarter throughout his career, and obviously the
Yeah.
longevity of him. But
yeah,
to have that in your back pocket is,
just seeing him in person in general, I was like, what? And then we were watching film. He was like, Shawn, you got to do this. You got to move it. I was like, oh my gosh! Like it was just like he knew who I was, and just he knew it was an amazing experience. So I'm like, this can't be real.
The longevity is nuts to me. And I feel old in my
Mhm.
body, and I'm 29. And I'm like, how, with arthritis, I'm
Mhm.
like, how is he? It just makes no sense to me. His body
He's got in the league at 18 years old, and he's 41 now.
Yeah.
is nuts.
I talk about it with the team all the time. Like, how is he still doing it?
yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
But
I
you
don't
can
He's
see,
different.
I mean, he is different, and his work ethic before.
Yeah, he take
He's
care of his body.
He
and-
take it
yeah.
big time. Obviously, I think it was like the $1 million number that he
Yeah.
puts
I
in it.
believe that.
But I believe it too
Yeah.
because a chef alone is a big number. If
Sure.
a home chef, you know,
Sure.
your physio that's on the road with you, that
But-
adds up. And
course.
Yeah.
and California prices, like, it's
But I'm
cheap
sure
to spend
if
$1 million.
if
Yeah.
we all had that type of money, we'll do the same
Of
thing.
course.
So
To
we
keep
would,
making the
yeah.
money,
Of
you've got to spend the
course.
money.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So-
it's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So tell us about the transition from there into playing abroad. Talk about that experience.
Yeah, I was with the Atlanta Hawks for a little bit as well on the two-way. Started on a 10-day contract, then I was moved to a two-way contract, and I just experienced just me getting cut, a few times, and I kind of, it was for no reason situations. Obviously, like they would cut me and said I did nothing wrong. They're just going a separate route, and that happened a few times. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this up, and actually wanted to travel the world and play overseas. At first I really didn't want to play overseas. My goal was just the NBA, and especially with my first year and with the Lakers and Hawks, I played well in the situations I had, and just was getting cut too much. So I'm like, let's try something different. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's still basketball. So I went overseas. Started in France, and that was uh up and down situation, but first Europe situation where I had to find my way, so that was interesting. France, and then I went to Germany. Then after Germany, I did Japan, Taiwan. Now I'm in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk before you jump all the way, but those Japan, and he had a cool shirt on earlier. I was like, "Where's that from?" He's like, "Japan." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no big deal."
Yeah.
But just the difference, because I've played a lot of international basketball. I played European, but just living in Japan, living in Taiwan, and
Yeah.
playing. I'm guessing, did you have a translator? Did they speak English well? Like, what was everything across the board?
Yeah. Japan, they spoke English, a little English, but Taiwan they didn't speak no English. Like I was just, it was hard. I have to use Google Translate like
For
every day.
everything.
That's my most used app when I was in Taiwan and Japan. It was just, I had to use Google Translate. Like it took me like 10 minutes to order food. Like
Yeah.
it was just because and like I can't get mad at them and they can't get mad. I'm in their country. I don't know their language, and so they don't know like the main language. So I'm like but it was definitely an adjustment. But like I said, those were two great places.
Yeah, the
Obviously,
culture,
yeah.
is very
Obviously, like
cool.
the Asia culture and the Europe culture, two different cultures. But it was both of them were amazing experiences.
And basketball wise, what was it like? Different from American style of basketball and different
Yeah.
from European.
It was crazy. I was just talking to the Cam about this after practice on the way home. So like Asia is more of like pickup basketball. It's more like just play freely, just go out. Obviously, like play the right way, but more play freely. Like the coaches are more like relaxed and doesn't really do much. And I feel like Europe is more tactical, how sets and boom, make the right read. If they hedge, escapes dribble, pocket pass to the to the big and to the corner. It's
systems,
like
yeah.
systems and like more tactical. So, but I got an experience of both cultures, so I'm able to adjust. But yeah, I will say those are the two differences
Did you like that style of play?
with Asia.
Yeah.
I liked
Being-
it. I liked it.
being free
Just
and
being free.
yeah,
I mean, obviously,
let the
like
game come to you.
Europe is more of like a thinking game as well too, making the right play. Every possession matters in Europe. I feel like Asia is just like, oh, you can make up for it because we just play like this. But I feel like I can adjust to both of them. So
Was that I feel like that can be a really hard experience where, you have this style of play that's you and you've grown up playing, and then
Yeah.
you move into different systems where
it's hard.
it's hard,
Mhm.
right? Like
Yeah.
how long did it take you to adjust, or did it take you to feel comfortable? And was there a lot of was there doubt that you had on your own ability?
Yeah, it took me maybe 4 or 5 months to really adjust and play, the right way. Especially in Europe, I came from America to Europe, having to adjust to this style, adjust to, the 2-a-day practices, the hard coaching and things like that. But it took me a while. Like I said, it wasn't easy. But when I got it, and I took off with it. Just asking my coach, what does he want from me? And things like that. And obviously Asia was, a different situation as well too. It's more just play. Obviously, like, you develop, you learn, you watch film, but it's more of like be yourself, play your game instead of like Europe is more of like, okay, like, let's make the right read, let's get the best shot, things like that. So
What style do you think your game fits better?
I can't really say. I feel like I
You've
gel in
figured
with
out.
both.
Yeah.
I feel like I gel in with both. I don't know which one I would do better in, because I've kind of done like really good in both situations, but
Yeah.
I can't really say. Yeah.
And then you joined London Lions in January.
Yep.
And
A little over a month.
well, your Google app probably hasn't been used much because you don't have to translate anything other than the accent. What have you enjoyed? Just we'll talk about London Lions basketball, but just the city. What has London town given you so far?
Yeah, just it's a really, really big city. A lot of good food spots, a lot of good shopping areas. I've been doing that. I really hate the weather though.
Yeah,
Obviously
sorry
I'm from
about that.
Florida, but
The British people are struggling too. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It
good to
hasn't.
hear.
if you guys
It's
are
good to hear.
struggling, I definitely
Yeah,
struggle. I'm from
it's
Florida,
it
so.
Me
hasn't.
too.
It's been 2 sunny days in 2020.
Yeah.
The
The first day I got
Sorry.
here, I bought a coat ASAP. Like I just went and find the nearest store and bought a coat. 'Cause it was just like,
These
Yeah.
days,
Yo.
this time gives London and England a bad rep.
I
Yeah.
don't even want to
Because
go
all
outside.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Yeah.
I think I was telling Dean. No, I was telling who I was telling. I think I was telling Dean or somebody earlier in practice. I'm like, I think the weather's making me like more tired. Because I'll wake up and I'll go outside. And I'm
seasonal
like,
depression.
It's
I'm-
5 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm
a real
laying on the couch because
Yeah.
it's like dark.
Mhm.
I feel that too. So you moved here in January. I moved here in November.
Okay.
And it's like from the States, and I'm like,
Where are you from?
Northern New York,
Okay,
on the
okay.
Canadian border.
Gotcha.
So that's another thing. I'm like, I'm cold, but I can't say it because I'm like Canadian technically. So it's like I can't actually act like I'm cold because it's. But
freezing.
man, I'm like, I can't wait for the London summer, which I hear is the most incredible thing ever, which is what we have to look forward to.
Yep.
But I'm like, I was brave moving here at the time that I did. I hear,
Yeah.
but and
Spring's
it feels
coming,
that way.
guys. Spring's
it is coming.
coming.
It is coming. Totally.
Should start heating up next month.
No.
No.
Not heating up, but just
Okay, getting
more
a little
like,
warmer.
Yeah,
Less
Okay.
rainy.
yeah. I don't know.
I can deal with the rain. It's the wind and the cold. Like I can't.
Yeah,
the rain
I
I can
hate-
do.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's good.
But I'm glad that you're enjoying the shopping and the food.
Yeah.
What has surprised you about London? Is there anything? Yeah.
Nothing really surprised me. Like I was saying earlier, the people are really nice. Obviously, getting used to people with accents. So like, I'm hearing it all the time. Like I can look at someone and thinking they're like American, and then they talk, I'm like, oh, they're British. So it's like that kind of throws me off. Like, and I forget I'm in London at times, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and even when people talk, like even with Matt, like he'll talk, and I'm like, sometimes I don't think he's serious, but then like that's the way he taught us his accent. So like then it's like, okay,
Nobody thinks he's serious.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Who knows
Yeah.
if he ever
He's
is?
so sweet.
What is there any saying or something that people say often that you struggled with at the beginning, like adjusting to, or not really?
Mm-mm. Like we were talking about earlier, people calling the trunk the boot,
Oh, the boot
and then the petrol,
and
gas.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of
Haven't
what
heard
else.
that.
It was one more.
trash, rubbish.
rubbish. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What you didn't? Nobody said put this in the rubbish.
No.
And your trousers and your pants.
Trousers, I heard that. Yep.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put your pants on.
Yeah.
Put your
I really struggled with when people greet you, are you all right? I'm like, I'm fine. Why are you asking me that? Because in the States, it's like, are you okay? Like, is
Yeah.
everything okay? And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I'm fine. Do I
Yeah.
look?
Mm.
But it's just like
It's
hey, how are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that I struggled with a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And takeaway. Like, do you want it for takeaway instead of to go? Like in the States, I feel like
okay.
it's to go.
Yeah.
At first, I just was like, what? And then I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So that was just a little different. Yeah, because you adjusted to American sayings when you were in college.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like I had to flip quick because more for me, I was sick of it. Like rubbish. Oh my gosh. Like
Fair.
I
Yeah.
dropped it. So I said all the American things. Also, I was younger. I moved to America when I was 16. So I did have a twang. Now forget all that. But I dropped all my English sayings because I was just sick of it. Of just every time like, what?
That's
trousers?"
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And water. And so,
Yep,
but there's
yep.
still, because I grew up from 16 to mid 20s, there's still words, American words. I always say 30. Still,
Oh.
I say 3:30. sometimes that
Wow.
it's still in my 20s.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Yeah.
So there are still some twang American words
Yeah.
that come out, and some people are like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
3:30
Yeah.
is still my American
My American side.
love.
Yeah.
my
Never get rid of
American
that.
side, Yeah.
Never get rid of that.
Obviously, you joined the team, and we got to speak to you earlier, but more just tell me about having to transition into a new team and seeing the team really quickly, learning the players, and where can I be successful? Because I think that you came in, and I think was it Turk Telecom? Did you have to go
First
to
game,
Turkey?
yeah, like the
Next
2
day.
days, yeah.
Yeah, 2 days. Let's talk about that transition.
Yeah, obviously, like we just talked about, I came from Asia, so it was a different culture of basketball,
Right.
and adjusting to Europe basketball again. So that was a tough situation as well. And like you said, just coming in and trying to get the plays down. Also, we're scouting the other team, getting their sets down. Just trying to find my niche where I fit in. It was definitely an adjustment, but like I tell myself all the time, like it's just basketball. You play every day, things like that, and that's the thing I tell myself all the time because before every game I get nervous. Like it's still to this day,
Really?
like it gets better every now and then, but before every game I get nervous, and it's just
That's
like,
a good thing, though.
it's a good thing. But me, it's just like, but after I get my first rebound, my first points,
Settle into the
I
game.
settle down, but more I just get nervous, and
They
it's
say
bad.
never get rid of that. They
It means you
say,
care.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
care, but also it's the
Every
juices.
game.
And when you get rid of it, you actually like flatline yourself.
Mhm.
Where if you keep all those good feelings, the
Some games
butterflies, the
some games I
nerves.
feel calm, but most games I'm just like nervous and can't,
When you're
mind be
calm, do
rushing.
you think you have better games? Or when you're nervous, it doesn't matter. You don't.
Yeah, it
You're
does, yeah.
superstitious.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's like, I don't know. But like I said, when I first get out there, get my first 2 up and downs, first points, first rebound, whatever assist, then
Yeah.
I'll start coming.
And that's super hard because you're obviously learning the Lions plays and learning Turk Telecom. So I know
So
you're.
it's my mind, and I was jet lag. I
Oh,
I took from Taiwan. I took from a 16-hour flight over here.
That's
Having
insane.
practice the next day, so it felt like I
That
was
should be
moving in
illegal.
slow motion, like out there.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. So it took me like maybe a week and a half to get over the jet lag. But after that, I was cool. Learned the plays, learned the system, learned the guys, things like that. So it was better.
Do you feel like you're still adjusting? Do you feel much better? You feel like you're just about there? Where does it feel for you right now?
I feel like I'm just about there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm really hard on myself, so I always want to have a good game. How can I be better? How can I be better? Just want to help my team out as any way as possible. If that's defending 1 through 4, rebounding, scoring, just being a vocal, person out there. But I feel like I just, I have higher stakes. I just want to be better and get better, improve every game, watch film, watch the game. How can I, help someone else out? And like I said, I was just talking to Nigel. I was talking to Nigel after the Chester game, and he was just like, "Thanks for like helping me out there." And I'm like, "What you mean?" But I was just my voice, hearing him, force him right.
Yeah.
Don't take your time. Make sure he goes this way. Go over the screen. So screen coming, just helping him out. Just him hearing my voice just helped him out. So I was just like, okay, yeah.
yeah. I was going to say, sorry. I don't think we've seen the best of you yet. I feel like there's still, now that
sure.
you're kind of acclimated, you know
Yeah.
the system. I'm ready for a Brown Jr.
Yeah.
to go off.
Breakout game. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, for sure.
breakout
I was telling myself that too. I haven't really had that game yet where it's like, oh shoot, like
He's in the zone.
good. Yeah. I had solid games, but it's gonna come. I tell myself all the time it's gonna happen. So
Oh yeah.
I feel that for you.
I really like your game. I think I really appreciate when people do the little things well. And like you were talking about the controllables where, okay, maybe maybe I'm not having the best night offensively, but like I can do this defensively or I can get this rebound because that's all about effort. And I think you do a lot of those little things. I said this to Joel too. Like when I think you guys are somewhat similar in your styles of play. And I think that a lot of things that people don't necessarily notice because they love the flashy stuff, I think you do really well. And I really love that about your game. I think that takes a lot more energy than people realize.
It
And
does.
it's hard to be
You don't
consistent
get the
with
praise
that.
for it as well either. You don't
No.
say it's not in the stat sheet, it's not in the box. So,
Nope.
but you go back and watch the game, or coaches, or just you watch the game from fans. It's like, whoa, that changed the game around.
Yep.
So I try to be that person always. Like I said, just helping my team out any way as possible. Like I said, it's my 5th year professionally. So I'm just trying to take steps each and every way. How can I get better? Okay, I did this well this year. Okay, this year I want to be better at this. So things
Sure.
like that.
Because you're still young, right? 27?
27. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
20.
so-
That's
So
the,
young.
Yeah.
Those are the fine days. Those are good days.
27,
I'll
yeah.
tell you that. They call it your prime, but I feel like you give an older soul, and I think probably because obviously being under LeBron, bringing all those
Yeah.
experience of the OGs, and now you're 27.
Yeah. Just turned 27 in December. Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow, you're 27.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for
Yes,
you
ma'am.
that you can still, you got another 10 years of hooping if you want to,
For sure.
Yeah.
and then one of my last questions is, who have you gravitated to on the team? One American, one British player.
I say I gravitate. Well, I mean, I knew Dean. I played with Dean Williams 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So like we had a strong connection, but probably Kieran, me and him are cool, locked in. We basically kind of play the same position, so he kind of we guard each other in practice. Like even today we were guarding each other in practice, so we kind of see this similar things and try to do what coach wants us to do. So I probably say I gravitate towards him.
Nice.
And then one American, I'll probably say Tariq. Gravitate him. Me and him on the same page.
He's
always.
British.
Oh, he is British.
No,
You're right.
kidding.
You're right.
No,
You're right.
he's American.
I've
British.
been
No,
forgetting.
That's fine.
But yeah, I
That's
say
fine,
Tariq.
yeah.
Yeah, because we're always communicating what he sees, what I see. Even Shavar as well too. We're on the bench together, and we kind of ask each other what we see from the sidelines or on the court. What can we do better on? What he sees, what I see, and
That's good.
So
Yeah. And you guys have different perspectives because you play different positions, which is fun and good to
But
talk
all
about.
seem quite. Obviously, I commentate you guys, and I don't get to be in the team. But I feel like you all give quite obviously grown and mature, but more like down to earth. I feel like in each position you need that balance of, I'm the guy and I can give me the ball, I'm going to score. But you do have this nice team, chemistry, this team feeling of like, okay, no, bro, I messed that up. Tell me, what did you see? Like, no, the ego isn't too high.
Yeah,
or
teams like that. Whereas,
and that can be kind of ugly and contagious. But that I don't feel that. But obviously, this is just me looking outside. Is that? Do you?
Yeah. No, I definitely feel what you're saying. Like we don't, we see things, we tell each other, hey, you missed me on that pass, just look corner next time, or I was open right there, and it's not like criticism or things.
Yeah, like who you
never
talking
pass.
to.
Yeah. It's just like we see something. Okay, I may saw something different. A guy coming over weak side, so pass wasn't really open. But so we communicate with each other good on and off the court. So like I said, we have a good group of guys, good chemistry, family oriented. So I'm happy with that.
Well, and that's important. Not taking things personally means that obviously you guys just want the best for each other, and that you just want to do your best.
And that just comes with winning too, as well. Obviously, we have the cup final coming up next month, and if we win, that looks better for all of us. We all get recognition and things like that. So like we did with the trophy, looks good on everyone's resume. So and obviously we're going to win the cup and down the line keep winning.
And what did you think of the trophy in Birmingham Arena? Were you impressed? Were you thinking it was going to be in a small little gym? Because obviously British basketball, compared to American and the gym, like, you played in Cheshire the other day, it's a smaller gym to like the Copper Box. But the complete production and show
really,
of the
really nice arena, really introduction. It was really like I was surprised. I mean, wasn't really surprised, but we had a lot of fans there, and they did as well too. But it was just the support they had for us, the excitement, we had coming into the game, our coaches had, things like that. So that just made it more motivating. So, and I think at that time I've been here maybe like 2.5 weeks. So it was, still grasping everything in, but it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question I'll ask you. What is the legacy that you want to leave as a basketball player when your career's over? What is it that you want people to say about you?
Every time he stepped on the court, he gave it his all, offense and defensively. Person that, was respectful, coachable as well. Hardworking person. Always pushed each other in practice, gave energy in practice and games. And, probably just say that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
thanks for
Yeah.
coming on.
Thank
That was
you.
Knowing a
fun.
little bit about you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.